Hey there. So, as you can see, I have farmed most of the Across the Time Ways achievements by now. I, in fact, have only left one, Stand the Test of Time. With 39 wins still to go, I think this is easily the most grindy of the achievements this expansion. And I have already made a specific video about it, but I've also opened more decks since then, and I no longer have to worry about trying to progress other achievements at the same time, so I wanted to show you what I'm doing now. I call this deck Card Shark Garona because she be shufflin'. So, of course, Garona Halforcen is the Fabled Minion. She's a 4 mana 5/4 with a battle cry. If your opponent is holding King Llane, destroy him and cut their health in half. King Llane is a 3 mana 3/3, but his stats barely matter. He's got Start of Game, Hide from Garona in the enemy's deck, and a battle cry to draw a card and then shuffle himself back into their deck. So essentially he's like a 3 mana tradable, but they're incentivized to do that because if he's caught in your hand while you play Garona, the bad things happen. It also comes with the Kingslayers, a 2 mana 3/2 weapon with, after your hero attacks, both players draw a legendary card, and of course King Llane is legendary, so attacking with this can put King Llane into your opponent's hand. Now, doing the Garona thing is nice when it happens, but I don't really bank on it. Aside from being used to progress the achievement, I like having her in the deck just for the fact that it kind of gives you a 29 card deck and your opponent a 31 card deck, which is even more consistent deck thinning than the old patches. And then, like I said before, on their side, if they draw King Llane, they now have another decision to make. Do they spend that 3 mana just to cycle a card? And, I mean, that's a lot, especially if it's in the early to mid game. And then I just really enjoy playing Shuffle Rogue, even though I know it doesn't have the best stats, but I still do it slightly different than what I usually see happening with it. So, of course, I have Lie in Wait. I have the Adaptive Amalgams, mostly for something I can fit in easily at 1 mana when it's convenient. In the late game, they do tend to stay in my hand. The Crystal Tusk, I think, was an excellent addition from the mini set for the shuffle mechanic. Then some of the more usual suspects, such as Moonstone Maulers, Floppy Hydras, Illusory Greenwings, and Zilliax Deluxe 3000, with the recursive and perfect modules. Notably, I am not using Merchant of Legend. One of the 3 legendaries that you discover might be good. It is very unlikely, I think, that all 3 are, and whichever one you don't pick are getting put back into your deck for you to be disappointed when you draw later. Interrogation. The 3/3 ninjas with stealth that shuffle themselves back into your deck once you have the quest achieved. You get 2 of those from completing the quest, and in my opinion, that's enough. You really don't want, like, 70 of these to come out and preventing you from playing other stuff that you want to play. So, I think this card is a trap. Agency Espionage can be very good, and if you're doing a other class card, type deck, then it is extremely good. But I already have fatigue protection in the form of the Amalgams, the Hydras, and Zilliax. I don't need an extra 10 that's actually going to dilute the things that I want to draw. I tried to make Quasar work. I love the idea of it, but I just haven't found a way to make it worth the tempo loss of casting this damn thing. And then this is an Elise the Navigator deck, so I do want a 7-drop, but the 7-drop that I chose to include is not one of these. Incendious, when I did have him in my deck before, the eruptions could be very, very good, but a lot of the times I just never got the chance to actually cast him. And then Marin the Manager, 2 of the treasures I do like But the other two treasures I actively dislike. So I don't really want to spend mana to put one good thing in my hand, one good thing and two bad things in my deck. The Ceaseless Expanse I find discounts itself quite quickly in this deck, especially once I've completed the quest. I debated Asera because it's one of those things where I'm not 100% sure that this is helping me more than it helps my opponent, but it is a 9-drop for Elise, and you know, it's been interesting. So it does give me a little bit more leeway to do stuff that I want to do, especially considering I like casting Ziliax and he's 6 mana, so it's nice to still have 9 mana after that, you know? I do have one Ancient of Lore, mostly just to fill the 5 spot. Couple of Shadowsteps. There are a few good targets for this in the deck. My favorite one being the Ceaseless Expanse itself. Having 3 board clears on a stick can really disrupt your opponent. A lot of the time, Kil'jaeden ends up being a dead card, but it ends up being okay, and he's mostly there for, like, if your Floppy Hydras start getting transformed or maybe steam cleaned out of your deck, then you still have a win condition. And then finally I have some tradables, partially to be able to filter them towards cards that I actually want in my hand more, but also partially as kind of some psyops going on. So I have one each of Demolition Renovator and Rustrot Vipers, because there are a few decks that are centered around a particular weapon or a particular location, and if you catch that with one of these cards, sometimes the opponent just concedes. And then also, 2 Royal Librarians, and I am less likely to trade these ones away because there are plenty of things I want to hit with silence. The egg, if you can get it before it dies once, then even like recurring death rattles won't bring it back. You can use it to get through a taunt. One special note, actually, if you're facing a shaman, it's very likely that you will see their Fabled Minion, right? I wouldn't bother breaking the weapon with the Rustrot. You'll just make it stronger. But if you can catch Muradin High King with a silence, oh, that is painful to them. So yeah, I am in the upper reaches of Diamond rank, so let's see how this goes, shall we?
Valera versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
Watch your back.
In the beginning, mostly what you want to see is things that are going to shuffle. Knockback. I think because I have something that shuffles, which will put this up at 2, there are some priest plays that are early that you might just want to remove that badly, so I'm gonna keep the knockback. So,
The light shall burn you.
Job's done.
Quest Priest, I think I should be. Quest Priest, I think I should do pretty decently against.
It's a few safety violations, nothing serious.
That is annoying, but it is one of the things that is worth using an early knockback on. And if I'm going to see Atiesh, it's not going to be until later. So I think trading that away is more valuable then weaponing up.
Job's done.
There we go.
Out of my jungle!
I'll go ahead and put the floppy out there. One of the things that is going to make me do well against this is getting Floppy Hydras large enough to absorb a bunch of hits of 5 damage.
You are the Shadow's puppet.
That is annoying, and I don't have a great response right now, but I do have Ancient of Yore, so let's get that moving.
The glade is suffering.
The light shall burn you.
Look right past me, none the wiser.
This is not what we stood for.
Is it worth using a silence on that? I think it is. Because it then allows me to weapon up and take that out. And also take that out. But silence is also very good for their quest reward. So I think I want to go ahead and Shadowstep that back. And King Llane there was a very slow turn. I think what I want to do now is use up all of my mana.
I remember this place well.
I'm close enough to it. I'm gonna go for a 10 cost. Armor, I think, is actually gonna be the most useful thing to me against this deck. And I do still get the 10/10 copy.
Find me in the dream.
Oh, I think I just want to do this, honestly. Maybe I will trade away this
These are due
librarian.
back tomorrow.
Insignificant.
Welcome to the Hallowed Tower. The shrouded shell sent out to go.
The light shall burn you.
A recurring dream.
Ooh. This allows me to take care of that.
Pay attention.
Honestly, I'm pretty happy they went face there.
Fight like shell! Fight like shell! A recurring dream.
Pay attention. Welcome to the Hallowed Tower.
This fire must not burn again.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Let's see what this gets us. Nice. Nice.
Find me in the dream.
Oops. Well, that was gonna happen eventually.
The light shall burn you.
Kinda don't want to do that right now. But let's see if they've managed to draw King Llane.
Cruel grip shall be met with blood.
Nope, guess not.
Relaxation for all, and all thanks to me.
That's probably not good for me.
Dethroned.
A recurring dream.
refreshed when the cycle renews.
I will go ahead and silence that.
Inside voices, please.
Fight like Shroud! Fight like Shroud!
Pay attention! Excellent technique. Pay attention!
Look right past me on the
Sure.
Wyvern.
You are the Shadow's puppet!
Well, unfortunately for them, all I need to do is get past the taunt. So yeah, that was a particularly good showing, I think. But yeah, Royal Librarian was MVP. I used both of my Shadowsteps on them, and I didn't regret it a single time it happened. Alright, well, have fun. Let me know if you decide to use this, or if you make any edits, or I don't know, whatever you happen to think. But yeah, have a good one.